The Magic Paintbrush. A Little Step's Big Adventure. In a quiet village surrounded by golden fields and whispering trees, there lived a kind-hearted boy named Aman. He was known by everyone for his big imagination and gentle nature. While other children loved to play games, Aman loved to draw. Every day he would sit near the riverbank with a small piece of charcoal and sketch on old pieces of paper. He drew birds flying in the sky, houses with colorful roofs, and sometimes even magical lands that only existed in his dreams. But Aman had one problem. He didn't have real paints or brushes. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, Aman sighed and said, "I wish I had a real paintbrush. I would paint the most beautiful world." Suddenly, a soft voice echoed behind him. "Would you really use it to make the world beautiful?" Aman turned around and saw an old woman with kind eyes and a glowing smile. She held a small, shining paintbrush in her hand. "Yes," Aman said honestly, "I would paint things to help people." The old woman smiled. "Then this is for you." She handed him the paintbrush. It shimmered like starlight. "This is a magic paintbrush," she said. "Whatever you paint with a pure heart becomes real." The woman nodded. "But remember, it only works when used with kindness." That night, Aman couldn't sleep. He kept looking at the magical brush, wondering if it was true. The next morning, he decided to try. He saw a hungry cat near his house. Gently, Aman painted a small bowl of milk on the ground. To his surprise, the painting began to glow, and suddenly it became real. The cat happily drank the milk. "It works!" Aman shouted with joy. From that day on, Aman used the brush to help everyone in his village. When a farmer needed water, Aman painted a well. When an old man was cold, Aman painted a warm blanket. The village slowly became happier and more colorful. People started calling Aman the boy with the magic brush. But not everyone was happy. In the same village lived a greedy landlord named Bashir. He loved money more than anything. When he heard about Aman's magical brush, his eyes filled with greed. One day, Bashir called Aman to his big house. "Aman," he said with a fake smile, "I heard you have a special talent. Can you paint gold for me?" Aman shook his head gently. "I only paint to help people, not for greed." Bashir's face turned red with anger. "You foolish boy," he shouted. "Do you know who I am?" But Aman stayed calm. Magic should be used for good, not selfishness. This made Bashir even more furious. That night, Bashir sent his guards to steal the paintbrush. While Aman was sleeping, they quietly entered his house and took it. The next morning, Aman woke up and found it missing. "Oh no," he whispered, "the brush." Meanwhile, Bashir was already trying to use it. He painted piles of gold, but nothing happened. He painted jewels, still nothing. "No, why isn't it working?" he shouted angrily. Just then, Aman arrived at the house. "The brush only works with kindness," Aman said softly. Bashir growled. "Then you will use it for me." He ordered his guards to lock Aman in a room and forced him to paint. "Paint me a palace of gold," Bashir demanded. Aman thought for a moment. Then he picked up the brush and began to paint. He painted a huge golden palace, shining and beautiful. Bashir's eyes sparkled with excitement. "Yes, finally," he laughed. But Aman didn't stop. Next, he painted a giant river around the palace. Then he painted a giant wind and dark clouds. Suddenly, the painting came to life. The golden palace appeared, but so did the river and the storm. The water rose higher and higher, surrounding the palace. "Wait, stop this!" Bashir shouted in fear. But it was too late. The storm grew stronger, and Bashir was left trapped, realizing his mistake. "Please, Aman, save me! I was wrong." Aman looked at him with kindness. He painted a small boat and helped Bashir escape safely. The storm disappeared. Bashir fell to his knees. "I'm sorry, I was greedy and selfish." Aman smiled gently. "It's never too late to change." From that day on, Bashir became a better person. He started helping the villagers and sharing his wealth. Aman got his magic brush back, but something had changed inside him. He realized that the true magic wasn't in the brush. It was in kindness, courage, and helping others. Years passed, and Aman continued to use his gift wisely. He painted schools for children, gardens for families, and hope for those who had lost it. And even when the magic brush slowly lost its power over time, Aman never stopped helping people, because by then he had learned the most important lesson of all. True magic lives in a kind heart. Moral of the story? Kindness is the greatest magic of all, and even the smallest step can create a big change.